What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Nuttyfoodiefitness here. Welcome to a sort of life update, Q&A, plans for 2022 sort of video. I put a question box over on my Instagram. This is the subtle plug for you to go and follow me on Instagram. There are quite a few things happening. There are so many questions about babies in this question box. Do you want kids one day? You and Grant would make the cutest kids, just saying. I personally would love to have children in the future, but the key word there being future. I don't think either of us right now have any intentions of having children. How come you're English and Spanish and Indian? Sorry, I'm this ignorant. Listen, it's okay. So my mum is Spanish and my dad's Indian, and that is how I ended up this weird mix. And I was born and raised in the UK. And I speak Spanish just because I spent every single summer of my life in Spain. Naturally, I picked up Spanish from spending time with my Spanish family. Any regrets last year? Maybe not a regret, but just a learning curve. I feel like I could have done better in every sense. Best / most enjoyable challenge you've ever done so far? My most enjoyable challenges are always the food challenges. I have too much of a fun, easy time doing them. They're my most enjoyable. But in terms of most enjoyable, because I've actually challenged myself, I would say the David Goggins 4x4x48. I felt a sense of accomplishment after finishing that, because that did feel like it went on for 48 hours with very little sleep. I definitely say my most rewarding challenge that I've done so far. Are you and Grant gonna move in together soon? So, yes, we actually are. So I did mention this in another video, but I mean, I know I put out a lot of vlogs and I don't expect you to watch all of them. My mum and I bought a place roughly, I think it's coming up to 4 years. And my mum is now living in Spain. And so obviously we need to sell this place. Well, I say this place, I'm at Grant's house right now. The plan is to obviously sell the place, and then I will be moving in with Grant, who's not actually here to back me up and say that he really does want me to live with him, but we have discussed this. I'm not just saying this in the video and he's gonna watch it and be like, sorry, what? And then we will be deciding what our next steps are going to be in terms of, you know, where we live in the future. I'm so excited. What is your least favorite type of video to make? I feel like it's quite negative for me to say this, but a Q&A is my least favorite, only because I really struggle editing when all it is me jibber jabbering. Would you like to work in another area instead of YouTube? I was a graphic designer, an illustrator, a painter. I came from a very creative background, and art is what I've done pretty much my whole life, up until I had this little side YouTube hustle and then turned that into the main thing. So right now, I'd say that doing YouTube is what I really do enjoy. And I know it's not going to be forever, but for now, I absolutely love doing this. Yeah, this is pretty much the area I want to be in right now. So I am very grateful for the fact that I am able to do exactly what I want to be doing. But I would say that if I were given the chance to do TV potentially, I would jump on that. Maybe like a little bit of presenting or being a panelist on a cooking show who'd like taste test and critique food. I think I'm jumping the gun a little bit. That would be the ideal combo, but for now I'm very happy in this YouTube space. And again, thank you guys. It is all down to you. I would not be talking to a camera if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you once again, always. Holiday plans 2022. Touch wood and plants and everything. Grant and I do really want to go to Canada. Bali is also on the cards. The thing is, we also have a road trip pending that we never went on last year because of restrictions. And also our initial Christmas plans went out the window. So we do have plans to travel basically this year. Try eating like the world's strongest brothers for a day. Homie. I've spoken to Tom. I've been planning this since last year. I thought to myself, what would be more exciting than just eating like the world's strongest man? Meeting him. How to get over insecurities in sex. Something your partner has pointed out about you. Okay. Firstly, I'm hoping that this isn't something physical that they've pointed out about you, because I feel like that was you know, completely out of order. But from my understanding of the question, I'm taking it that it's something to do with how you guys are doing a certain thing. I actually see this question as like a positive thing, which might sound weird, but if your partner is comfortable enough to raise something with you, there is an element of trust there, and I think that that's actually a really good thing, that he's comfortable enough to talk to you about it rather than not saying anything and then maybe, you know, having a conversation with his friends and saying, oh well, XYZ. Obviously you're not going to feel over the moon, but I think that that is the key to having a good relationship, having just like open, honest conversations about how you feel and things you like and don't. And so I would just take that as a good thing and try and work on whatever this issue may be. But I don't think it's something that you should feel kind of like disheartened by, because everyone, you know, likes certain things. So in short, don't overthink this and use it as a way of changing things and making things better. And I feel like as a result of talking about things, that is how you grow and become stronger in a relationship. I don't know who I think I am with giving relationship advice over here, as if I'm some kind of agony aunt. That is a good thing. Communicate. And if there is something that you may want to change, like this would be a perfect time to also bring that up to him. It doesn't need to be a one-way thing. 3 best things you like about being a content creator. Okay, so firstly, you guys, the community. I know I'm speaking to a camera, but I feel like I am talking to you guys, and I love meeting you and getting back to your messages and voice noting, all of that. The fact that this is a nutty nation, number 1, nothing beats that. Number 2, I'd say I actually really enjoy creating content. Although editing is very tedious, I love the process of doing a little slow-mo whilst I'm mixing my oats, and then like having a peanut butter drizzle kind of go faster, and then like when you've got the music and then you maybe like smash the avocado off your fork and then the beat stops for a minute. It allows me to be creative and like my arty side come out. Number 3, I'd say not me trying to figure out whether free food comes above meeting other creators. This is a really tough one. The fact that I do have an audience, it does mean that brands do reach out to me. I love that I'm literally putting food above meeting others. I'm not gonna hold back in saying that it's a huge perk that I am all for. I mean, if you're an OG, you'll know that I actually started my Instagram account simply because I wanted free jars of peanut butter. That was my only goal, to get free jars of peanut butter. If it wasn't for that, you know, like I wouldn't really be here. So we have my foodie side to thank for that. I'm in such a fortunate position to work with brands that I absolutely love. I've worked with My Protein for 4 years now. It's allowed me to meet so many of the other athletes, and now with Gymshark as well. I feel like it's really cool because then you've got other people to talk to about this whole thing, because it is a slight bubble, you know? Like obviously I'm sat here on the living room floor just because I think Q&As are so much better when you're just like sitting on the floor rather than when you're like on a sofa and like as if I'm presenting the news. I think it's just really cool to make friends also in the same space. It's another thing that I love about being a content creator. Did I answer that? But again, the food. Do you focus on getting muscle, or are your gym sessions just for fun? So personally for me, I just love training and kind of mental clarity and sanity. If you don't follow me on Instagram, when I manage to get a video out and I'm like sat there editing the entire day, my reward for getting my work done is having a gym session. That's my chill time, you know, that's like what I do at the end of the day to kind of like relax. Up until now, I've never had a physique goal or a strength goal. I have not trained for any other reason other than just to have fun, enjoy myself, smash it. And obviously in doing so, you become fitter, you become stronger. The physique is just a byproduct of being consistent because you love it, but it's never been the motivating factor for me. Itchy nose. Not a question, but a challenge for you to try to fast like Muslims do in Ramadan. Honestly, I know that that would be probably the hardest challenge I would ever do on my YouTube, and I know I love to say mind over matter and I love to challenge myself, but I really think, I don't know if I could personally do it. I have struggled eating somebody else's diet just because they've like had breakfast at 11 AM, that for me was a struggle in itself. So I cannot imagine myself being able to do something like this. How tall or short are you? The other day on my Instagram, I accidentally wrote that I'm 6'5½", but I'm actually 5'6½". What's one food you would never eat but Grant loves? So Grant's a fan of Marmite and I'm not a fan. But that said, I'd still eat it if it was there and I had to. But there's very few things that I dislike. I'd probably say Grant dislikes more things than I do, and he's not a fussy eater either. Are you going to compete at Bikini Class this year? So, I did actually contemplate this idea for a hot minute. I had a couple of conversations. It came from the video where I had a DEXA scan and I'd spoken to Greg Doucette about it. I have been told several times from different people that my physique would lend itself really well to competing in bikini. I did slightly mull over the idea, but I do believe that a competition like that ultimately I don't think is for me. I just don't think I could diet. I've seen, you know, the sacrifices that these bikini girls have to make, and I applaud them for being able to kind of stick to it and focus on that end goal, but I just personally don't think I would feel fulfilled doing it, because the main challenge would be the having to kind of starve my body. I don't think I could do that. You've seen me eat the recommended serving sizes for a day, and even still the camera went off and I went about my day eating away, because there's just no way. There's no way I could stick to those sort of numbers. And so Bikini Class this year, it's a no. However, there is a question that I have been saving until the end because I'm excited.
Excitation means being excited. It can also mean yes. Did that answer your question?
I didn't ask you a question.
Thanks for your feedback.
How are you so yourself and confident? I want some of that queen main character vibe. I love that. Okay, so the thing is, I've never been the most confident person, but I do think that I've always been myself. I've never really tried to change the way I am for anyone, simply because I've always thought not everyone's gonna like everyone. If somebody likes me, they like me, and if they don't, they don't. I just don't see the need to kind of waste that energy trying to be somebody other than you, because we're all the best at being ourselves. But in regards to the confidence, when I was younger, I was very, very timid. I was quite reserved when it came to meeting new people. When I was put in a situation where I wasn't, you know, just with my friends, I would say I was quite shy and quite timid, which, by the way, I'm not saying is a bad trait, but even when I was younger at that time, I knew that that was something that always personally held me back. I just wanted to kind of come out of my shell a bit, and so I proactively tried to be more confident. And I feel like the only way that you can really do that is by getting comfortable, like being uncomfortable. When you actually simplify it, the only reason people are less confident is because they're more worried about what other people are thinking about them. And I started just thinking, it doesn't really matter, you know? Everybody's world revolves around them, which sounds really weird and like self-centered, but I know you know what I mean. And so I would hold back because I thought somebody else would judge me, or, you know, I'd be scared to get something wrong in front of other people. But who really cares? It makes no odds. Even if you slip up, you get something wrong, you try something and you don't succeed, it really doesn't matter how other people perceive you. Like, as long as you're trying, then that's what really matters. And that's what I started realizing as I grew up, that it doesn't matter if you make mistakes. Start living for you instead of for other people, and do things for yourself rather than, oh, how am I going to come across doing XYZ? That's how I personally grew in confidence. And so my biggest tip would just be, I know it's easier said than done, but don't worry about the other people. And in trying, you will soon become more comfortable being uncomfortable, and then that will just become your normal. How do you stay so positive and happy? I never see you angry. Okay, well, I spoke about this on Instagram yesterday. Say I was really stressed out, really annoyed. I would just not decide to film a video on that day. Not that I'm saying I'm really angry and annoyed 90% of the time, but you know, with social media, in fact, just in life in general, when do you ever, say you're having a really shitty day, your first thought is not, let me take a photo of me slumped in my bed with a Ben & Jerry's in my hand, feeling really upset and down, and share it. That's just not the first thing that comes to mind. And so, you know, if I were angry or stressed out or upset or feeling some kind of way, I wouldn't go out of my way to share it. And it's not that, you know, we all want to come across, when I say we, influencers, it's not that like influencers want to come across as flawless and they have their whole life put together, but it's just that you don't I don't automatically grab my camera and share it. Where was I going with this? I'm obviously not happy 100% of the time, but I would say that I try my best, even when I do feel a bit stressed out, I really try my best to not dwell on that. Sometimes there are things that are out of your control, and I think, don't dwell on that. I would rather, you know, have a little cry, a little ramble, a little rant, and then kind of move on, get on with the day. Say I've got so many things to do and that's what's like really stressing me out. I'd call Grant and explain that I've got these like 101 things to do and tell him how stressed I'm feeling. But you know, once I've got that out of my system, I then think, right, let's form a list of things that I've got to do and start smashing it out. I very rarely dwell. I know that it doesn't help, you know, it doesn't really help. But I'm saying that about being stressed. Like if I'm upset, I think it's also good to feel the emotion that you're feeling. If you're sad, if you're upset, I'm not saying disregard everything and just like all systems go all the time. But what I will say is that, you know, sometimes you just have to think, is this really helping? If it's not helping the situation and if it's only making things worse, stop. Have a cup of tea, have a snack, do a bit of writing down in your journal, collect your thoughts, take a deep breath and carry on. But in short, I'm not happy all the time, but I do try my best to be as happy as I can. I would say in general, I'm not really an angry person. Being like negative drains me so much, I can't do it. It's so much easier to just be happy. I also find it very easy to ramble. Final question, and the one that I have definitely been saving until the end, because I'm scared. What are your big goals / aims for 2022? Okay, I've yet to articulate, word this, say this out loud, but guys, I really, really want to push myself and get out of my comfort zone. So as I mentioned in this Q&A, since the very start of my fitness journey, or since I've been going to the gym from the age of 24 years old, I have never had any sort of structure, any goal, anything that I've really worked towards. And I feel like now it's about time for me to truly get out of my comfort zone and trying out something that I've never done before. So this year, I really want to start working towards doing an Ironman. Like, let's get this clear, in the future. So I really do want to do an Ironman, which like is next level, kind of like she's lost her mind. How the heck does this girl think she's gonna do an Ironman, given I have yet to ride a bike? I mean, as in I've ridden a bike when I was like 8 years old, but like, you know, the road bikes that people actually use in an Ironman, yet to do that. Swimming, I had swimming lessons like everybody else at school, did my little paddling. I can swim, never done open water swimming, never done that. Running, I feel like running is like the only thing that I think actually, yeah, I can run. I've now done several videos, I've challenged myself several times to, you know, running long distances. So I feel like running is the only thing that I'm like, yeah, I can kind of do that. But the cycling and the swimming, completely new things to me. And so I pretty much wanted to make this video because I want all the advice I can get. I am a complete beginner here, so really I am making this video because I know that there are going to be triathletes amongst you guys. Oh, and also I've not actually done a triathlon before either, so I know that by saying Ironman it's like whoa, like calm down, but I know that that is a goal that I want to strive for, and I want this year to be the year that I really start getting out of my comfort zone, start cycling, start swimming, start running more. You know, it's a huge thing to come on here and say, because I'm fully aware of the fitness level that a person has to have in order to first swim, then ride a bike for God knows how many hours. Oh, my battery's about to die. Not now. One sec. Yeah, I'm fully aware that an Ironman is no joke. The fitness level that a person has to have in order to be able to complete such a feat is a different level. And I'm aware that I'm going to have to really ramp up my training. I'm aware that I need to now start having structure. I'm aware of all these things, and I feel like I really do want to try and become a better athlete. I feel like mentally I'm ready for the challenge. Physically, like, no way. I'm coming in this completely blind, and I know that I'm gonna need a serious amount of training. I'm gonna need a serious amount of help. So that's why I'm saying, you know, if you cycle, if you swim, if you run, I am all ears. Please give me your recommendations, who to follow, who to watch, books to read, equipment. I mean, I don't even... Grant knows about cycling, and he knows all about tires and which bikes to use and the weights. I don't know, TT bikes and Zwifting. I don't know any of this. I've never tried open water swimming, and I know that it's completely different to just jumping in a pool and swimming. So I've got so much learning to do, but I'm ready to have some sort of structure in my day. What I can say is that so far I've bought some goggles, guys. I've got a swimming costume, got two actually. I now think I'm an Olympic swimmer. What the heck has happened to my eyes? I think the goggles were on a little bit too tight. Grant and I just swam. I'd say this is our first like proper actually swimming session. That's my technique.
Yeah, sick.
Shall I put them on whilst I'd explain how my swimming career is going?
That is a look. Yeah, you've got Michael Phelps shoulders.
So the first two times we literally like swam a bit, then spoke, swam a bit, had a chat, spoke about what we had for lunch, whereas this time we swam and I felt like it was okay. Like the only issue is I don't actually know if my form's okay. Like,
it looks good.
Only Grant can judge. Like, am I...
She looks like she swims every Sunday morning.
Can you take me seriously? I think if I smile, then it's okay.
That's eased up. When you got out of the pool straight away, they were so bad.
I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, do I actually look like that? And I should also just mention that our plan is to do like a swim every Sunday. So Sunday morning, that's our plan. I bought goggles like junior size because I have a small head.
She's got a little pea head.
Clearly, maybe I needed bigger ones. No, it's just a bit tight, isn't it?
Just too tight.
And also, I did want to mention that obviously, I think it would make sense to have 1 or 2 swimming lessons just to make sure that I know how to swim. Like, we can literally only judge each other.
Yeah.
Grant says it looks like I can swim.
I think
but I don't know. There's only one way I know how to swim,
right.
so I'm pretty sure there's probably like some tips of how to be a bit more efficient.
Yeah.
But as I said, I just learned how to swim like everybody else does at school. That's how it's going, and you know, improvements because I bought goggles and I now have a swimsuit, so I feel like a pro. So that's where we're at in regards to the swimming. I've gone swimming 3 times so far. I need to like clue myself up on distances. That's why, by the way, I haven't said anything about what an Ironman is, because it's numbers that I can't even say off the top of my head. You know, running a marathon is a madness, but can you imagine first swimming and cycling for hours before running that marathon? It's like such a madness. But in the same breath, I can say that that excites me. Grant said to me, I must be a nutter for the idea of that to be exciting. I know I should be shitting myself at the prospect, but the idea of working my way up to that, it truly excites me. That is my goal for 2022. Can you imagine? Anyway, in regards to running, I feel like the running is okay. That's the only thing that I feel like I can somewhat do, but then again, I've never tried running a marathon after swimming and cycling, so. But yeah, for now, the running is kind of like the least of my concerns. That's something that I'm really going to start trying to do a lot more of now. Moving forward, my plan is to do a long run on Sunday and to swim on Sunday and do another run on a Wednesday. Basically, there's no structure yet, there's no plan yet, but it's coming. And I need your help. So please guys, please and thank you so much in advance for any advice, where I should get my equipment from. Swimsuits, wetsuits, tri-suits, hat things. I also bought a new pair of trainers, so yet to try those out. They'll be getting a test on Wednesday, I think. In regards to the cycling, firstly, massive shout out, Phil, if you're watching this video, thank you so much. Grant's friend, well, he's also my friend, but Grant's mate, Phil, has hooked me up with an old road bike of his, so that's going to be what I start using to train. I say start because it needs some tyres, which Grant's gonna figure out for me. So as soon as I get on that bike, I will be documenting my cycling and running and swimming. I think I've covered everything. Of course, I will partake in triathlons before doing the madness in the future. Don't worry, just to reiterate, I haven't lost my mind. I know that it's gonna take a very long time. I don't know how long. So I'm not saying any dates because I have no idea yet. I'm yet to cycle. I mean, I may jump on the bike and absolutely hate it. But I think I'm stubborn enough to persist. So that's my biggest goal for 2022. Thought I would share it with you guys. It is a little bit like, slightly crazy that I'm sharing this with you guys, given like how new to all of this I am. I feel like a lot of people kind of don't like to say things until they're sure, because I may not. Who am I kidding? Like, I want to do this. If you're still watching this video, congrats, firstly. And secondly, I want you to comment down below one of your goals for 2022. It could be small, it could be big, a personal goal, a long-term goal, a short-term goal, whatever that may be. 2022 goals, comment it down below. And let's use this comment section to hype each other up and to support one another in their pursuit of whatever goal they may have. There's a lot of judgment these days, and we don't have time, we don't have the energy for the negativity. I've got my goals, I'm sharing them with you guys, and I would love for you guys to share them with me and for us to all support each other. So comment your goal down below and hype somebody else up in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video and being a part of the Nutty Nation. I love you guys, I appreciate you all, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. And stay nutty, my friends. I don't know what I'm saying. My trail of thought. I lost my trail of thought. I'm all for the food. Comment nutter if you're still watching this video. Because only I would come on here and say this without even having ridden a bike or swum. Help me.